Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. In this episode I'm going to do an unboxing of Mythic Battles Pantheon by Benoit Vogt, published by Monolith and Mythic Games. It's a game for 2 to 4 players that plays in about an hour and a half if you're familiar with the rules. It's a huge box, it's got a lot of miniatures, so let's open it up and see what's inside. Mythic Battles Pantheon by Monolith and Mythic Games. Designed by Benoit Vogt and illustrated by Stefan Kopinski. And as you know from Mythic, from Conan, it was also a huge and big and heavy box. And I dare say this is even heavier than that one, because man, these boxes, they're huge, they're heavy. This is not something you bring along to game night. Man. Okay, so 2 to 4 players, hour and a half, 14 plus. Cool artwork on the back, and you take the role of the ancient Greek gods, and the titans they had imprisoned have escaped. Well, there's a lot going on. The content is here. It's both in English and French. Let's open it up. Right. Where to start? Well, let's just go from left to right. Take off this insert, and we have cards here. All the way to the bottom, almost. There's something below this, maps. So we have all these cards here, so let's have a quick look at those. Wow, this is going to be a long unboxing, people. So bear with me. This is pretty cool. Very nice finishing, very smooth cards. So we have cards for Zeus, Athena. There's Spartiates. Okay. Leonidas, Heracles. Okay, this is French. Villageois. A villager. Okay, so these are all the French cards then. Cerber. Okay. Minotaur. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I'm gonna quickly just skip through these. Ares. Most of them are the same anyway. I mean, they're Spartiates. So you know what they are, except for this one. Guerrière des Enfers. Warrior of the fires or the embers or something, or hell. Okay, so I really like the artwork. What I like about these cards is that almost the entire card is artwork, with just a tiny bit of room for their name, for some icons here, and the name again on the sides. So the rest of the card is artwork, and that's really nice. So there's not a whole lot of information you need, apparently, for playing these. Oh, cool. Hellhounds. Okay, so these are the French cards then. And I'm guessing, because Leonidas is here, that these are the English cards. If you plan on not keeping the French cards, or maybe if you're French, not keeping the English cards, that will at least save a little bit of weight in your box. I do recommend keeping them though, because they're nearly the same, and should you lose a card, you can always replace them. So Leonidas, Athena, again, Spartans, yes, mighty throw guard, Zeus, Heracles, the villagers, Cerberus. And I heard a nice anecdote about this, because apparently Cerberus is derived from something with Serbi, which means spotted. So basically, the god of hellfire named his dog Spot. That's pretty funny. So a Minotaur. This is cool art. I mean, look at that. Very cool looking Minotaur. Can't wait to see the mini. More villagers, the Hydra. Awesome. Here's Medusa, the Gorgon with her snake hair. More villagers, the hoplites, Amazons. Here's Ares, the god of the underworld who named his dog Spot. Some Spartans, infernal warriors, Atalanta, Odysseus, Hades, or was it Hades? Yeah, Hades. It's Hades' dog. He's the lord of the underworld. Mars is the god of war, and this is Achilles. The centaurs. Infernal hounds, they look very creepy. And we have some more Amazons initiative card here, also for the centaurs, for the infernal warriors, for the infernal hounds, and the hoplites. So these are the English cards, an equal deck here. And then there's another deck. So I wonder, they probably don't have any text on them, which is why there is only one deck for both languages. All right, they all have the same backs. They're very slippery though, so be advised. So we have an A, I guess, which shows a spear. Lots of those. Okay, lots and lots of those. And we have some kind of, oh yeah, these are the stones that you're supposed to get during the game. So yeah, okay, that's basically two different cards, and you get lots of them. Okay, next, the dice. Nice. So we have these dice, they're bone colored with a brown engraving. It's actually engraved deeply. So we have a blank side, 1 sword, 2 swords, 3 swords, 4 swords, and a extra powerful sword. So I'm assuming all of those are the same. We have 10 of those dice. These are your trackers that go onto the cards, and you slide these up and down, which I will show you later. These are the stones that we just had the cards for, so these things, they're a nice red translucent plastic as well. So here is Spot, dog of hell, and he's bigger than I thought he was. He's huge. So that's pretty cool, and he has this kind of forged metal band, or maybe it's leather armor on, or a leash, and he has these grappling hooks attached to his tail. His 3 evil-looking heads. All right, so that's Cerberus. Here's the Hydra. Wow. Hail Hydra. A huge miniature of the 5-headed dragon. I thought he had 7 though, but I don't really remember that well from high school, the classes we had on Greek mythology. But he looks amazing, or should I say they look amazing. He has front paws and rear fins, because he spends a lot of time in the sea. Very cool. Reminds me of that, what was the film? Something Percy and the Lightning Thief, or can't remember. There was one movie which had an Hydra, which looked a lot like that. So, okay, let's just put this over there so I can open up this box, which should have all the minis. Okay, let me just put this away. Big tray of minis, and some of them aren't that mini at all because you're dealing with gods and titans here. So, here are the hellhounds. I'll just show that up close here. So they're running real fast with their chain in the back, just swinging back, which, you know, shows you how dynamic the pose is. Pretty cool. I like them. So you got 6 of those. Here are the infernal guards, I believe, if I recall correctly. Also pretty cool. I mean, wow, look at that. Their axe, or their pickaxe, and the halo on their head. Cool. 4 of those. I believe these were the Amazons with their spear and shield and a bow and quiver on their back. Very detailed. You get 4 of those. There are these Spartans. This is Sparta! With a cool cape. And there are 3 of them in here. All right, if we can fit it back. Yeah, that goes like that. These, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are the hoplites, which have a very cool shield with the face of, I presume, Zeus. And there's 5 of those here. There are 2 centaurs. And they are very nice, very detailed. They have all these branches in their hair, on their heads. And there's a horse skull, presumably. I'm not sure if it's a horse, but there's his human face underneath. I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but there it is. Yep, so he's wielding some staff of some kind, and they molded that into his hair so it doesn't bend, although it does look bent. I think I can bend this outward a bit with some hot water. So that's pretty cool. 2 of those, they're the same. We have the Minotaur here, also very nice, with 1 broken off horn and a very muscular Minotaur, huge, and he's holding this club of sorts. So that's pretty cool as well. And just to compare him with a regular figure, yeah, he's pretty big. And here is Medusa. She's also bigger because she has a snake body, but her human proportions are more or less normal. Holding a bow and looking very scary. And lots of detail in the snake scales, also pretty cool. All right. Then we have 5 heroes, or maybe they're demigods, I'm not sure. So we have this guy. I'd have to check on the cards which is which, but here's a tough guy. A Spartan throwing a spear. Here's a woman with a sling and a sword and a bow. So should I look them up real quick? I should. So yeah, Leonidas, of course, from the 500. Athena should be one of the bigger ones, because although she has an owl, yeah, she's a goddess, so that's Athena. Then we have, yeah, the Spartans, we've seen them. Zeus over here. We'll get those last. Heracles, so yeah, Heracles is over here, or Hercules. We've seen Cerberus, we've seen the Minotaur, we've seen the Hydra and Medusa, the Hoplites over there. Oh yeah, the Amazons as well. Ares over here. More Spartans, the Infernal Warriors. Atalanta, so that one probably was Atalanta that I just showed you. Odysseus, okay, he's up next with the bow. Odysseus. And Hades is over here. Okay, so that is Achilles. Yeah, okay, so let's just quickly show you then Odysseus here with a bow. That pensive stance, so like, who should I fire my bow at right now? The shield on his back. All right. Heracles, or Hercules, if you will, looking extremely strong, wielding a huge club-like weapon. The demigod, and Achilles here in his very a recognizable stance from the movie Troy. Pretty cool. So right, we have Zeus here, holding some lightning. Here, have some lightning. And his huge spear and a shield on his back, also very detailed. And he's quite big. So for comparison with Odysseus, you know, like twice their size. And here's Ares, the god of war, with a very cool looking shield and a big sword, cool helmet, and a big billowing cape. And Hades, the god of the underworld, also with a huge fork, a cool shield, and wow, we really like that one. And his sword on his side and the scabbard. Yep, very, very nice. And what was her name again? Oh God, I'm really bad at remembering stuff. Oh well. So, okay, forgive me, I forgot. It'll come to me. She's holding her owl, the goddess of wisdom, and a spear. And also a very nice shield with Medusa's head on it, with all the snakes here. So nice. Lots of detail. So those are your gods, demigods, and other miniatures and mythical figures that come with the game. Let's just put this aside. What else is in the box? We have some big cards here with French and English summary of the rules. So let's see what here. Here's a turn sequence and a combat sequence, maneuvers, actions, and units icons. So that's a handy reference card. And on the back it says the kind of terrain that you can encounter, terrain types, and the talents are explained here in a couple of sentences. And there's several of those. So I think 2 in French and 2 in English. So you can put that on both sides of the table for reference. I'll just leave that as it is. And then at the bottom of the box, there are several boards which make this game so heavy. There are two. Let me just clear some of this away so I can open up the tiles. Right, so this is one of the boards which features some foresty area here, some paved area here with some steps, a rock and some fallen ruins here, a fallen temple, something that remains of a statue, and all these areas are lined with the thin white lines. So these are the spots that you can fight from, and some of them are raised, like on these rocks. So you get this whole cool area, and the lines aren't very intrusive, but they're clear enough so you can see where your characters can stand, which areas are separated from each other. So I'll show you the other side here. Here is something that looks like the underworld. So it's very dark and bleak. Has big rocks with all these chains and these kind of like round cages. Maybe these were used to bind titans in, I'm not sure. And so yeah, that's that battleground. Also looks pretty cool, and the chains are also indicated with these chain lines. They probably mean something. So that's pretty cool. Let's just fold this up, and they all fold up 4 ways. So here is another area. So it looks like a grotto of some kind with some water here. These slightly bluish areas here. And there's another big raised area here in the middle of the rock. So lots of detail in the artwork. Here is a barge with a skeleton on it, some skulls. So also pretty cool. Let's turn that one around. So here's the 4th battleground, which looks like the Minotaur's labyrinth because it has all these walls here. So these are the ruins of the Minotaur's labyrinth under the palace of, I believe, King Midas. And so that looks pretty cool. Half of the board is the labyrinth, and the other half is presumably the entrance, with some more ruins and a big throne here and a statue, another one. So pretty cool boards, and really nice artwork. And as you can see, if you play with one of those, they are pretty big and they fill out an entire space. I'll just place some of the smaller figures here. So we have some of these, as you can see, and one of the gods over here, and some of the heroes here, just for reference, for scale. So, you know, the maps aren't huge, but they're really nice, and they were really thematic. So those are the boards. What's else in the box? Let me show you. So underneath the maps, we have lots of books, and I already took this one out. They were in here like this, so they were a bit hard to take out, but half of them are French and the other half is English. So I just put these on the side. So we have a getting started guide, also with some cool artwork, some text here, welcome, and the contents of the box. Setting up the board. Omphalos stones are what they called, yes. Okay. So how to play the gods. An overview of the rules, how we turn plays. All kind of different mechanics. how attacks are resolved. Very cool artwork. There's a harpy there. Okay. Talents. What's next? And credits. And more artwork on the back. So this is basically what's on the front of the box. Nice. So we have that. Then there is a full rule book, which is a bit thicker. That has all the rules in detail. Again, the components, but this time they kind of just explain what they are. This is a summary of everything you find in the box. There's some 3D scenery as well. So here you can see those plastic clips on your dashboard. And, well, it goes into more detail on how to play the game. Some cool artwork. Here, painted minis as a cool reference, should you want to paint them. Very nice. Wow. Impressive, impressive. Pegasus. So we have that book, and then there's a scenario book for playing certain scenarios. Also very cool. So different skirmishes that you can play on all the maps. So okay, yeah, we have Olympus and Ruins, Tartarus, the Styx River, and Minos' Labyrinth. So you can play them with 2 to 4 players, and it explains here the different setups. And there's plenty of them. Here's some additional rules. So yeah, that's that. All these scenarios you can play. Quite a few. And an epilogue. So we have that as well. 3 books that you get, and these are the dashboards. Let me just flip them out. And 3D terrain, also nice. So these are 5 huge, heavy punch boards, and this is mostly what makes the game so heavy, along with the boards. This thick cardboard. So we have all these. I'll just punch one out. This one is coming out all of its own. Athena, the name that I forgot just now. So you can take these out, and they come out very easily. And then you take those clips over here, and you put them on the board. So let's see how that works. So you put this on, clip, and then that's it basically. You just you can slide them up and down, and they seem to be sturdy enough so they won't fall out on their own, and they don't slide, so that's good. I've read some people complaining about that on Facebook, but they don't seem to be that loose. I mean, I don't have a problem with them. Maybe on the other side, that's the French side, well, it's the same. So I'm not bothered. That seems to work just fine. It looks really nice too. So we have those boards. And there's one for each of the gods, the monsters, and the mythical heroes. And some more here. Plus all these tokens. Tokens for the villagers. And they're all double-sided. And these boards have the French and the English texts on both sides. Here are some 3D scenery, so simply take 2 of these out to form a column. And it's just simple. You can just put these together like so. And you have a 3D column. That's pretty cool. So some extra tokens here. And here are some trees. And they work exactly the same, obviously. Oh, be careful. So, another tree. And also, they come together like this. And there you have a 3D tree. It's pretty big. So that's nice. And some rocks here, so you can have those raised areas with the rocks actually be in 3D. So that's a nice touch. And we have another sheet of those, more trees and another rock. All right, yeah, so those were all the punch boards, the 3D scenery, the boards, the booklets, the dashboards, and the miniatures and everything you get with this game. And so that was the unboxing of Mythic Battles Pantheon, the base game by Monolith and Mythic Games. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and see you next time on Board Game Heaven.